Hey everybody, it's Megan. Today I'm going to be going over the topic of enjoying the moment and the importance of that. In the last few weeks, God has really been nudging me about this topic and why it's such an important one to go over. Because God has really been showing me how much emphasis we all put on the past and we all put on the future, when really we should be paying attention to the moment and being very, very grateful in the moments. Gratitude is, of course, another topic that I can talk about on another day, but I guess I'll touch on it a little bit within this video because when you are living in the moment, you want to have a very grateful spirit. It's easy to think to yourself of all the things you don't have, of all the things you wish were different in your life. We really have a choice as to what we choose to focus on. We could choose to think about the things we want to have and we don't have, about the things we wish worked out but didn't work out, about a lot of negative things, when in reality, we should be focused on the blessings in our life. And if we took the time to actually think about all the free gifts that God gives to us, say, for example, just waking up this morning, that was a gift. Say, for example, being able to see, hear, walk, communicate, our health, our loved ones' health. The list really does go on and on and on. It doesn't stop when you start thinking about it. So I've just happened to notice that so many do think about the future. And I'm not sure if you can relate to this, but have you ever said to yourself, maybe today, perhaps, when I get, say, for example, that new car or that new home or that job, or once I fix this relationship, things like that. We have a tendency to think to ourselves that once we achieve those things, then all of a sudden we will somehow be happier. And if you take a second to truly digest and internalize what I'm saying, you'll be able to relate to what I'm talking about. There's a specific feeling that comes along with saying to yourself, once I achieve this, this, whatever it may be, there is going to be something that is fulfilled within me. When in reality, that is really just not the case. It's a lie, because there are so many times in our lives where we do get that car, we do get that house, that relationship is restored. Those things happen. And we find that there's just no pot of gold over there. We're no more happier than we were before. Many of us have a tendency to put a lot of our happiness in the future. And then there are some of us, really it could be the same ones that put a lot into the future, that think about the past a lot and what went wrong in the past and just replaying that again and again and again when nothing can be done to change the past. The truth is this: the enemy is going to remind you. He's going to invade your thought life because he wants to steal your peace. He's going to remind you of what you would consider to be past failures, past mistakes, but you have to understand that that is a direct attack from the enemy. So important to realize when you're being attacked from the enemy. The past is simply the past. The only thing that continues on into heaven are beautiful, loving memories, because in heaven, there is no negativity that exists there, only the wonderful, happy, loving memories that we made here. So it's so important that when you're thinking about the past and things that you wish you could have changed, and if I get this mindset where if I could view that differently, then I'll be happy. Well, you may be halfway there, because if you could make peace with the past, that's a great thing. But it's more important to simply just enjoy the moment where you are. It's important to not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow takes care of itself, and to not focus on yesterday. Yesterday is behind us. There is a reason why we call the present tense, the present, a gift, like a present, because it is a gift. And when we focus on all of the wonderful things through gratitude to be focused on, rather than things that we don't have, we will see that we have true wealth within our spirits, because God is so merciful, God is so giving, and God is so loving that he provides everything we need. And when we put our attention into that in the moment, we become happier people. We become more peaceful people. The anxieties from the past dissipate. The fears that may be in your future go away. You simply live in the moment. That is the wise way to live. Now, is it wise to obviously plan a good future? Of course. But it's not wise to get so caught up into it that you think your entire happiness is going to rely on what happens in the future. I'll share something with you I had learned from a pastor at one time. There are many Christians living on a cross in between two thieves. One thief has the goal of robbing you of your peace by reminding you of things in the past. The other thief has a goal of robbing you of your peace by making you worry about your future. One thief stealing your peace by reminding you of things of the past, another thief reminding you of things that could happen bad in the future. God tells us in the Bible to live every day in the moment, knowing that He is sufficient for this day. It really comes down to living in the moment, trusting God with your life, living your life in the most peaceful state of mind possible. You definitely don't want to be the Christian that's allowing the past, the future to rob you of your peace. You definitely want to be the type of Christian that's living in the moment as God tells us to do, trusting that He's sufficient to take care of your day, trusting that He's sufficient to take care of all of your needs. No matter what problem you have going on within your life, God has an answer for it. Just think back to times in your life where you were very worried about a specific situation that was going on in your life. You had no idea what the outcome would be. And now looking back, you saw that God had an answer the entire time. That is because God is very faithful. He will never let you down. But the enemy would like you to think otherwise. We wear the armor of God's word. God is true to who He says He is. He wants you to be living the most peaceful, happy life possible. A lot of the times it can be so hard to just live in the moment when there's a concern on our minds. Well, I really don't think it's sinful to have a concern. I don't think it's sinful at all. But if you think about it, might it be just a little bit sinful to keep worrying consistently to the point where it's invading your thought life so much that you've lost faith in Jesus, that He's going to take care of that situation? If we believe God is who God says He is, then we know He is in control at all times. So obviously, it's okay to have a concern about something going on in your life or something going on in the future. But when it comes to worrying, there is no need to worry. Because again, if we believe Jesus, God is who He says He is, then He is who He says He is, and He's going to handle that problem for you. He tells us to cast our cares upon Him. He wants to carry that load for you. And just think how freeing it is when you do give whatever it is that's so concerning on your mind over to God. And it's going to give you that peace that surpasses all understanding that can only be given through God. Before I made this video, I thought to myself, maybe some people are having a bad day. If that's the case, always remember this: tomorrow is another day. But always do your best to enjoy the moment. A key to achieving peace, happiness right away is to focus on things to be grateful for. And again, if you start thinking about that, the list you will find goes on and on and on and on. True wealth is found in the free and unlimited gifts that God offers us on a daily basis. There is so much to be enjoyed in the life that God has given you. And there is no better time to enjoy it than the present. It is called the present, a gift for a reason. It is God's gift to us, the moment. When thoughts try to come and invade your thought life, reminding you of past mistakes, when thoughts try to come reminding you of things that could go wrong in your future, talk back to those problems and say, I have a God that's much stronger than you, and you're not going to invade my thought life. You are not going to steal my peace. I am holding on to my peace. It is from God. God is peace. God is light. And I hold on to His light with all of my spirit. I think sometimes we can spend a lot of our times talking to God about our problems, when in reality, we should be telling our problems about God, because He is so wonderful. So please do enjoy the moment, every moment, for what it's worth, because it is worth so much. It is such a gift. That is what I have to say on this topic. If you happen to have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoy this content, please do consider subscribing. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. Until my next, I am very much looking forward to. You take care and God bless.